Hey, what is up? Welcome to this episode of the Wantrepreneur to Entrepreneur podcast. As always, I'm your host, Brian Lofrumento. And if you've ever wondered to yourself, is it smart for me to have different businesses? Is it smart and essential for me to have multiple revenue streams? Well, guess what? We've got an amazing entrepreneur that we're going to learn so much from in today's episode. This is a fellow entrepreneur that not only is very smart at using his industry expertise, but very strategic and intentional about the way that he's grown his business empire. So let me introduce you to today's guest. His name is Akash Singel. Akash's story is a classic immigrant entrepreneur journey. He started with one truck and turned it into two business empires. Faith Transport Service is an award-winning trucking company, and Singel Properties is a nationwide real estate investment firm. He studied in India and earned an MBA from Lincoln University in California, and his philosophy is deeply practical. Don't bet everything on one business. He has built across multiple industries to create a portfolio of income streams that holds through any market, which, trust me, we're going to talk about how markets change, markets go high, markets go low, and his message for all of us today is clear and actionable. Start investing in multiple businesses before you need to. I'm so excited for all of us to learn from him. So let's dive straight into my interview with Akash Singel. All right, Akash, I am so very excited that you're here with us today. First things first, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you so much.
Heck yes, I'm so excited to learn from you and to hear your backstory. So let's start with you personally. Take us beyond the bio. Who's Akash? How'd you start doing all these cool things?
I'm Akash. I am an immigrant. I moved to the country almost 10 years ago, did my MBA here, and started my own business, first in transportation. Then we moved to real estate because real estate is really good just to have multiple source of incomes, which helped me a lot to grow and learn.
Yeah, I love that, especially because knowing quite a bit about your story, starting with one truck to Akash, you in the transport service industry, you have grown quite the empire there. Introduce listeners to what that journey looked like, because you didn't start out in having as many trucks as you have today. You truly started with one truck, and I think that that's such an inspirational and actionable story. So what did that look like?
So the good thing is about the United States is there's opportunities. So I started with my own truck. I drive the truck by myself. I drove all over the country, and then from there I started to have another truck. Started hiring different drivers. Started working with different companies, and from there it took a good amount of time, nothing shortcut, nothing easy, but yes, good amount of time, which helped me to grow my trucking company. And I started working with Werner Enterprises, very well known, one of the best in United States. I think it's in the top 10 right now. It's a $1 billion company. Started working with them. They helped me a lot, teach me a lot, and from there we keep on going and grow. We had almost 100 trucks with them. We are managing 100 trucks with them, and they helps a lot. We became one of the biggest carrier in the United States with them. So yeah, that's where we started. Right now, this is where we are. We're still going on right now, still working with the same company, and that's the loyalty, I'll say. If you're loyal to your work and just keep doing, you will be able to get more and more business.
Yeah, and when you talk about more and more, Akash, I want to call this out because it really stands out to me in looking at your work and your business portfolio is the fact that you not only have big dreams, of course, but you understand what it takes to scale. And so when we talk about going from one truck to 100 plus trucks, that's not something that happens by mistake. That's very intentional from your behalf of obviously you've learned your craft, you've mastered your trade, but also you understand what it takes to scale. And there's growing pains at all different stages in business. Starting a business, a lot of people do it, but reaching to the point of having 100 trucks in your fleet, that's an entirely different level. For people who ask, is it harder to start a business? Is it harder to grow a business? What have those different changes and growth pains looked like at different stages of growing your businesses?
Yeah, number one, I'll say is the people who you work with. So for me, in my case, it's mostly the drivers who work with me, and those drivers help me a lot. Like we have all the good drivers who took care of the company. They don't work like this. That this is just their job. They're like, we have to work together to make things work. Every time when we need our drivers on time, let's say if we are working for UPS, doing some work for UPS, they make sure that we won't let them down and we deliver the stuff on time. So for service is the basic most important thing. And after this, we went to the drivers who are like very loyal to the company, helped us a lot all the time, making sure the service won't fail. And if the service won't fail, and if you have the right people with you, if you hire the right people with you, the business will never fail. You will always have more and more business. That's the key, I think, the service and the right people you work with.
Yeah, and then somewhere along the way, obviously, you recognize that you have your own capacity and you have resources and you have the ability and scale to start another venture. And of course, right now, I absolutely love the fact that with Single Properties, you are a nationwide real estate investment firm at this point. Talk to us about where in that journey of Faith Transport Service as well as Single Properties, where did you make the decision of, okay, it's time to expand into different verticals as well?
Yes, while doing that, we always need something to park our trucks. We keep using the other people's spaces. We need a shop to fix those. So that's where it's actually started. We started with the trucking yard, shops that at least we can manage our own trucks and on parking so that we don't have to pay. That's where we started, and then after that, we started moving to different fields. We went to different retail. We went to coffee shops. So let's take example. We have like a Scooters Coffee or a Seven Brew Coffee, invested in those properties with, as well as like they come and build their piece on that and you do the business, but we just go and own the piece of the land and it should be the right one. They pay the rents on those, and like that we did some in Texas. We have a Salad and Go in Texas, which is the same kind of a procedure. Like this is the right location, right place. You can come here and do the business. We buy the land, give it to different businesses where they find the right opportunity, and then we just invest in the piece of the land.
Akash, I have to ask you because a lot of people will be listening to your entrepreneurial story and think, I want to do that, but it sounds risky. There's so much risk involved in most businesses, but especially these types of businesses. What's your appetite for risk? How do you answer with regards to people who feel like this is risky?
It is risky. Everything is risky. Whatever you do is risky. I mean, there's nothing in this world. Like for the first time, when I went for the first truck, I bought that truck. I took $100,000 loan on it, and that was risky. If I won't be able to succeed in it, I won't be able to pay it back and might go bankrupt like back in almost 8 years ago. So everything is risky. Even though you go and buy a car, let's say you bought a $50,000 car, you put some $5,000 down on it, you're still taking the risk of paying $45,000. You have to work for it. So all those risks you are taking, you have to work for it, and you have to have the confidence in you that you're gonna make those car payments on time. And that's what I think. Like every time we go buy something, we plan this way that yes, we're gonna make this work. We're gonna pay the bills. We're gonna go ahead with this, and then we go for the next step.
Yeah, so well said. And I really appreciate you sharing that attitude and that mindset with us because I've found in 17 years of being an entrepreneur that the mindset is equally as important as the business strategy. And so to hear the way that you take that on and acknowledge, well, anything I'm going to do is going to be risky, it's such a healthy mindset to have. And sticking to that topic of risk, Akash, I have to bring this into this conversation because you and I are having this conversation here at the beginning of April 2026. And the world is tumultuous, and the world is always tumultuous, but people are going to look at the transport service industry, and they're especially going to look at real estate, and people are wondering, well, what does the state of the future hold? What does the state of the present hold? There's so many question marks out there. What's your attitude towards those macroeconomic trends as well?
Yeah, right now, let's say if we are talking about the real estate, the thing which we are facing is we all are expecting, everybody is expecting in this place right now that the rates will go down, and once the rates will go down, the properties price will go up, and it will help with the cap rates, with everything. But the right now the Middle East tensions, because of that, it's kind of halted right now. So nothing gonna die, nothing gonna like be crashed or something. If this is just halted, maybe it's just about few more months. Maybe after 5 months, maybe 2 months, the rates will start going back down, and that will help again the real estate to push. It's just a matter of time. And same goes for the trucking industry or transportation industry, the fuel surcharges. So if we see right now the Amazon, I was reading recently that Amazon starting putting the fuel surcharge on the packages we are ordering from their website around 3%. So these are temporary, like they are not permanent. Those things will be there, so we don't have to panic. We just have to stay there, hang in there. Fuel is expensive, everything is expensive, but this will go away. This is what I'm gonna say. Just hang in there. Things will change, and this is just halted. And after this, things will go better, 100%.
Okay, Akash. Well, one thing that's not going to go away is AI. AI is showing up in every single industry. I think that you're in such an interesting place because you operate across multiple industries. You obviously are an innovator as a fellow founder and entrepreneur. What's your take on how AI is shaking up your industries and then obviously the economy at large?
I mean, AI is really doing good. This is what I've seen. It's helping people. It's helping me as sometimes if I'm not able to pick a call. Even iPhone have this feature right now. If someone else is calling me, an unknown person is calling me, it asks the name and the information, and then only it connects to me. So, which is helping me a lot. Otherwise, all day I'm gonna stay on the spam calls and wasting my time. So AI is helping even in the transportation right now. So most of the people in the past wasn't even able to figure out how much is my truck cost me, like how much per mile it's working, or what's my actual cost. Right now you don't even need the formulas, you don't need to do the math. You just go to, let's say you are using Gemini, you just go to the Gemini, just tell all the expenses you have and just tell how much you make a month, and it will tell you everything, like sort everything for you and tell you this is what you are doing wrong, this is what you are doing right. So which is helping the businesses. If you look at the brighter side, and it's helping the businesses to figure out the right numbers. Okay, this should be my actual cost, rather, and this will take them hardly like 60 seconds, maybe 45. In the past, it was a big mess. You have to create an Excel sheet, you have to do all the maths by yourself to find the numbers, which takes time. So AI is helping a lot. And I use AI. Same thing in the real estate. It helps you a lot right now. You just have to put, hey, this is the place, this is the piece of the land we are trying to buy. Give me the demographics. Give me the what age people live around here. Let's say if I'm trying to open a coffee shop, will that work in this area? Do these people drink coffee at this certain age? What age people drink more coffee? So doing the research and making the decision, you can do it. You don't need any analyst before go there and find and pay them. Before that, you can do your research upfront, which is helping a lot overall if you are an entrepreneur.
Akash, hearing the way you talk and getting to interact with you, part of what makes it so much fun is the fact that you operate across multiple ventures, across different industries, and I think that that gives you such a valuable vantage point. It's pretty clear to me that you never compartmentalize either of the businesses. You steal lessons and strategies and insights, and you learn across the entire spectrum of your business portfolio. With that in mind, what are some of those ways that you found that having a transportation company and having an investment portfolio, how have those two complemented each other and accelerated your growth path?
They help each other. They are two different parts. So on the side of the transportation, we focus on the transportation. The only way we relate to each other is when we initially started. So where we bought the land and parked the truck, which helped us. So when we bought the land, park our truck, we help other people to come pay us and make that use that piece of land or the parking spot, which makes us more money. Right now, if you look at this, if you relate both of these, right now in the United States, we need a lot of truck parkings. There is a lot of states where we don't have the parking spots available for the trucks. So that's where it's actually started. So that's how we can relate them with each other. But overall, after that, it's completely two separate ways. We do something else on that side and do something else on this side. This is more service-based. Transportation is more service-based. We take care of the customers. We take care of the people. And on the other side, it's more about providing the insight to the any business where we are trying to buy the land, that okay, this is the right place, we are buying it, you can come and try to do your business, you're going to make money on it. This is the research we have. We can use the AI for that research, that this is the amount of the people live here, and this is the growth we have. So these are two different paths. We are differently using both of them.
And I think that that's an important message, because when anyone studies, I was an economics and finance major in university, for example, and obviously the first lesson you learn when it comes to finance is diversify your portfolio. You don't want to take all of your life savings and only invest it in Amazon or only invest in Apple. You, of course, want to diversify across companies, across industries, across investment vehicles even. And Akash, I think that you're such a shining example as an entrepreneur of someone who you don't rely on any one business. Now, of course, it's great when both businesses are really flourishing and succeeding in different ways, but it's also cool to think about, inevitably, we all face at various points in our business journeys dips and highs and all of the things that come along with business. Talk to us about that approach, because it's really clear to me that you're a big believer that none of us should rely on just one business. We also, as founders, have the opportunity to diversify our business portfolios. What does that mean for you?
Yes, so let's say on the real estate side, we just only don't do the retail. We try to do all types. So we have one dental hospital or dentist shop, which is different kind of a business. We know that that business will gonna survive because every time people need a the dental hospital. And on the other side, we have a coffee shop. So people need coffee. So in case the coffee is not doing good in America, we can always go back to the dental place. We still keep gonna make money out of something. In the same way, on the transportation side, right now, look at the market. The fuel prices are so much high. I'm in California right now. It's around 750. The last time I checked the diesel price. So it's really bad right now. But on the other side, we also have some trucks running on the east side or in the middle of the country, like in Oklahoma and Texas, where the fuel prices are not that bad, but they're paying the pretty same amount of the money. So we even in both of the side, you have to always diversify yourself. So this is how we diversify, so that in any case we are losing money or breaking even here, we have some other place we are making money, so that we can compensate if we face the losses.
Yeah, and it's fun to go behind the scenes as well. Listeners know, for example, this podcast is one of many things that I'm involved in, but listeners know that I only do this podcast on Tuesdays. I batch 8 interviews every single Tuesday. And Akash, in your life, you obviously have multiple businesses. You have a lot of employees. You have a lot of partners that you work with. You have so many different moving parts to your business portfolio. What does your life look like on a daily or weekly or monthly or quarterly, however you split it up basis? Are these things that you dedicate a certain day of the week to a certain business? Do you have executive time cut out for yourself? What does that look like behind the scenes?
No, I work on both of them every day. I just schedule it. Mostly my days is for the transportation side, early mornings, because real estate is not something you really need to wake up in the morning and do something. You have time to read the contracts, you have time to analyze, you have time to study it. But on the transportation side, every day is a new day. Every day we have a new product, new things to move from one place to another. So I mostly spend mornings like until 11 or until lunch on this side, and after that I move on the real estate side and study on that side, because that's how it's needed to be. Everybody's business is different. Like, you'd come on Tuesday, you do it on Tuesday because this is your way of doing it, maybe better way of doing it. And that's how we do it. I do it over here. We work on the transportation side in the morning, and later in the day we go to the real estate side.
Yeah, I love that. Akash, there's 2 different parts of your entrepreneurial journey that I feel like give you a bit of a superpower in the way that you operate. And I want to talk about each of those. The first of which is that you're not just somebody that started a transportation business just as a business owner. You're not just somebody that just started it because it felt like an opportunity to you. You have a commercial driver's license. You know the industry literally from the inside out. Talk to us about how that plays into the way that you operate, not just as someone who's been in the industry and who understands the industry, but I would imagine it changes the way that you think now as the executive of your business as well.
Transportation industries actually always need people in there. This is what I figured out after doing my MBA. I found an opportunity kind of that there's people needed in there, and the only problem the industry was having earlier or right now is still the same. Like we don't have enough drivers, and why we don't have those drivers is because we don't take care of those drivers. So this is what actually bring me into this industry. I thought, like, let me drive first myself. So I drive myself first so that I can learn how the drivers works, why the drivers are not sticking to the industry, why they are quitting more, and that's what helped me. Once I drove from one place to another, I drove for a while, and I know how this works. That's where I came and started doing the business. When I have the drivers, they stayed because now I know what's their problem. They need a parking spot, so we have to take care of their parking. Either we have to pay or just have some contracts written so that they can park around. So in the transportation industry, this is how I came in. Like, this is where we have to figure out, like, we have the drivers, but they're just quitting. They're not coming back to the industry, but we just have to take care of those drivers. And if you do that, it's a really good industry. You can make good amount of money.
Yeah, so well said. And then the second thing that I'm really excited to hear your perspective on, because I find so frequently in interviewing as many entrepreneurs as I do, we've got more than 1,400 of these episodes. Akash, there's something special about an immigrant entrepreneur story. And my mom is an immigrant, and I've seen firsthand how much that has played into her mentality, her hustle, her focus, her ambition. And that has obviously passed down to me as the son of an immigrant. You immigrated directly to this country. I'd love to hear how that immigrant mindset, that immigrant hustle has played into your entrepreneurial journey.
Yeah, being an immigrant, everything is new. So that's actually excites me. Everything is new when I come to the country. Everything I'm learning, everything we have to go through. And the good thing is, for an immigrant, when they come from different country, this country, it's easy. I mean, United States rules, regulations are easy. All you have to do is follow the rules. If you just follow the rules, follow the law, it'll be easy for you. And that's what actually also helped me. Like, all I have to do is keeps learning, and learning is the only thing which can help you grow. If you don't learn, if you don't go out and see how things works, that helps. Because when I came, I was like an empty piece of white paper. Anything I can do, I can write anything on my life. So this is what I started with. I came, I see things, and I started writing my life, and which helped me a lot. I keep learning, and I still learn. I still read books. I still read the news. I still do these things every day. So this is what actually being an immigrant can do. Like, they are empty piece of paper. Like, they don't know what they have. They have nothing. They have to start from the scratch. And when you start from the scratch, you can just keep learning from the scratch, which helps you a lot.
Yeah, so well said. I think that that's an important mindset for all of us to adopt. And of course, if someone listening is thinking, well, I don't have an immigrant story, well, it's that mindset. And Akash is doing such a great job of articulating it and sharing it with us here today. And it's something that we can adopt, that learner's mindset, not walking into an industry and saying, I've been here, I know exactly what it takes. No, walking into it with an open mind. You hear in Akash's own story of him driving across the country, him starting to learn what it feels like and what that experience is like, because now, Akash, you obviously understand the industry inside out and have built a very successful transportation business along those lines. And so I really appreciate those insights. I'm also very excited to see how you answer this last question, because it's the one question I ask at the end of every episode, and that is, what's your best piece of advice for listeners? Knowing that we're being listened to by both wantrepreneurs and entrepreneurs at all different stages of their own growth journeys, and knowing that you are one of us, you're a fellow entrepreneur, what's that one thing that you want to leave them with today?
Well, all I want to say is learning never ends. Just keep learning, and don't be afraid of failures. It's also a learning. So just keep learning. No, there's no way you know everything every day. Whatever it happens, still learn, study every day. Keep grabbing that knowledge, because knowledge makes you successful. Knowledge makes you smart.
Yes, I love that. And again, I really appreciate when guests have advice that is not just you preaching words, but it's actually you practice what you preach. You've shown that in so many parts of our conversation here today, Akash, and I'm so grateful for the learning and the investment that you've done in yourself, which of course has allowed you to grow multiple successful businesses. And I'm really excited for listeners to follow along in your journey with all the great stuff that you're up to. So for listeners who want to find you and your work online, drop some links on us. Where should listeners go from here?
Yes, so for my company website, we have a website says faithtransportservice.com. And for the single property, we usually have my email, which is my first name, my last name at gmail.com. So you can directly email me for anything related to your real estate things.
Yes, and listeners, you already know the drill. We're making it as easy as possible for you to find those links down below in the show notes, no matter where it is that you're tuning into today's episode. Otherwise, Akash, on behalf of myself and all the listeners worldwide, thanks so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.